Hi, everyone. I'm Kristen Jorgensen, a success coach here at Articulate, and I'm excited to welcome you to today's demo of Articulate 360. I've muted all voice lines to minimize background distractions, but I do encourage you to use the chat window to share thoughts and feedback and ask questions as we go. I know you're all very excited, as I am, to jump right into 360, but we are going to spend a couple minutes first on who we are and exactly what Articulate 360 is. We'll spend the rest of the time and the bulk of the time in the demo within the software itself. The goal today is really that you get a solid overview of Articulate 360 and that you're as excited as we are to download a trial and get started using it. In addition to all of us on the success team who are standing by to help you during your trial, we also have a ton of great resources, including getting started tutorials available in our free online community, eLearning Heroes. So I encourage you to check that out. You can see the link right here. And we'll also be leaving time at the end of this demo for answering any remaining questions. And if there are any that I need to follow up on, I will do so via email. So please be sure to include an email address with your questions so that I have a way of reaching you. As some of you may know, Articulate was founded over a decade ago to transform the training industry. The goal was to make it simple and easy for anyone to create compelling e-learning. And we've done exactly that. More than 60,000 organizations in 151 countries use our technology. And an astounding 64 million learners have taken courses created with Articulate software. And the results these customers have had speak for themselves. You can see here great results all around. Let's talk for one moment about Rent to Kill, go a little deeper into that. As some of you may know, Rent to Kill is one of the largest business services companies in the world, and they have 30,000 global employees who they need to keep up to date and trained on everything from compliance and safety to product information, a huge task that requires a high volume of training. As with many organizations, they spent many years using classroom-based training and PowerPoints, and as many of you may have experienced, classroom training is expensive and time-consuming and really just can't keep up with the pace of the business world today. So Rent to Kill started using Storyline, and using Storyline, they were able to create 107 mobile-ready e-learning courses in less than 3 months. What's really amazing is that they were able to do this with a team of just 5 people because Storyline is so simple to use and easy to use. Now Rent to Kill is providing 5 times the amount of content to their learners and in a much more timely and cost-effective manner. Impressive results to be sure, and everyone from the trainers to the corporate people are really happy with that. We help customers get these impressive results not only because we have awesome software, but also because we offer our eLearning Heroes community. We invest heavily every year into eLearning Heroes, and it's overwhelmingly the #1 community for course creators at any level, whether you're a beginner or an expert. It provides meaningful connection, free content, and even expert advice to now more than 380,000 members. What's really cool is that because we have such a commitment to e-learning and a deep connection to our customers and e-learning professionals, we really hear a lot about what challenges you face when creating e-learning. And recently we surveyed e-learning developers so that we could make sure we were all on the same page with understanding those hurdles. And I will tell you, you guys had a lot to say. As you can see in these survey results, whether it's struggling to create courses that look great on the plethora of mobile devices that are out there, struggling to find the templates, course assets, and pre-built interactions to make your courses amazing in a time-friendly manner, losing time collaborating with SMEs during the review process, or just feeling completely left behind because you don't have the proper training on course authoring tools. Your frustrations that you experience every day are very real, and we've heard about them for many years. These pain points are the exact issues that we wanted to address with Articulate 360. So Articulate 360 has everything that you need for every aspect of the course development process. It's a simple subscription service that solves the challenges you're up against and lets you focus on creating great courses. Your subscription will include authoring tools for creating courses, an ever-expanding set of professionally designed course assets, an app to make project review a breeze, and even live online training webinars with industry experts. So let's take a look at how this works when you sign up for a subscription. The first time you log in, you'll download the Articulate 360 desktop app, which you can see right here. This lets you install and update the desktop authoring tools in one click. When there are updates available, you'll see a notification right up here at the top under our logo. That way you'll always have the latest features that are available. And because it's a subscription, we're able to deliver continuous product updates and include additional apps, content, and services. No more waiting for version upgrades to be released or lengthy product cycles, which I know some of you will greatly appreciate. When we have it ready, you're going to get it. You'll also have access by clicking this drop-down arrow next to your picture. Access will be there to all of your account information. In addition to individual accounts, we're also now offering Articulate 360 Teams. A team subscription lets you assign seats to users, transfer seats as teams evolve, and have one place to access your user license and billing information. If your company has been frustrated in the past keeping track of licenses and who has what and not being able to transfer them, those days are over. Along with the 360 Teams subscription, you will also be getting unlimited data storage, priority support with live chat, which I know is always popular, and regular check-ins with success coaches to make sure that your team is making the most of their subscription. So as you can see here, Articulate 360 includes desktop apps, web apps, and an iPad app. You also have all of our services here. So let's take a look at what this includes. You will, of course, have Storyline and Studio. Many of you have been using our award-winning desktop applications for a long time. Storyline makes it easy to create custom, highly interactive courses, and Studio is perfect for turning a PowerPoint deck into a course. With this release, both Storyline and Studio include new responsive features, so they will dynamically optimize screen real estate for every device and orientation. No app required, courses play directly in the browser. So I think you're going to love that. We'll take a deeper look at that in a little bit. You'll also have Replay 360, which is a Windows app that also now includes editing features that you've asked for. You can very easily record screen activity and webcam to really personalize things all at the same time and really guide your learners personally through content. We've also added one more desktop app, and that's Peak. Peak is a simple screencasting app for Macs and PCs, and you can pop those videos into Rise courses, upload to Articulate 360, share just by a URL, or download as a SCORM package and drop it into your LMS. Really quick and easy. Moving on to our web apps. We have a lot to offer here as well. First is our brand new web-based authoring tool, Rise. Rise lets you create beautiful, inherently responsive e-learning, and using the latest web technologies, automatically adapts courses for every device under the sun. You don't have to do a thing. And what you'll really love is that all of this happens right in your browser with really no learning curve. After Rise, you have access to Content Library with hundreds of slide templates. Template sets have all of the core layouts you need to build a course, including pre-built interactions, scenario starters, and they're all designed by professional designers, so they really make your job easy and give you a great resource for beautiful and professional templates that you can customize and make your own. You'll also see Content Library includes our characters. We have a wide range of photo characters and also a new type of realistic illustrated characters. There are more than 100,000 combinations of characters, expressions, and poses, and we even added some medical and safety themed characters. The really convenient part is that you can access these directly within Storyline and Studio, so you don't need to interrupt your workflow at all. We'll also be continually expanding content library, so you'll always have something fresh to add to your courses. After Content Library, you'll see a link to Articulate Review. Review is a simple web-based app that's integrated with Articulate 360 authoring tools. You just publish to Articulate 360 and send your stakeholders a URL to view them. Multiple stakeholders will be able to comment on courses slide by slide, and you can see their feedback and respond. So it really takes the pain and wasted time out of the review process. Finally, Articulate 360 includes Articulate Live. Articulate Live is online webinars with leading experts to provide practical training, really help you grow your skills building e-learning, including design tips, best practices, and inspiration. So we want to help you be the very best designer and create the best courses possible. The last thing you'll see at the bottom of your desktop app is a link to download Prezo. Prezo is a really fun app that makes it fun and easy to create informal training videos on an iPad. The way that it works is you just import PDF slides and images, narrate and annotate them, and output a video. It's really fast and really nice for creating on-the-fly training. So now that we've taken a broad look at what's included in Articulate 360, let's go in for a closer look, and we can start with Storyline 360. With Storyline 360, it's simple to create any interactive e-learning you can imagine and for any device out there. One of the most significant differences is the responsive player. So you'll only need to create your course one time, and it will look fabulous on tablets, smartphones, whatever device your learner is accessing it from. The player does all of the work, so you can just focus on the content and not on setting breakpoints and testing it and manual tweaking. So let's take a look at what that actually looks like. I know a lot of you are very skeptical, but I think you're going to be very impressed. For those of you who have been working in Storyline 2, the user interface should be pretty familiar. We've kept that intuitive, user-friendly design, so the learning curve is quite minimal. When you first launch Storyline 360, you'll have your same options up here at the top left to start a new project, record your screen, however you want to start. For today, though, we are going to jump into a course that I've already been working on. Before we get into creating a course, let's take a look at a finished course so that you can see the possibilities. And we'll do that using a new Storyline feature, the responsive preview. So I'm going to go ahead and open this project, and I'll just come up to preview, and I'm going to choose to preview the entire project. If you only wanted to preview part of it, you certainly have that as an option. So now you can see what the preview looks like, and you can also see how your content will look on any device. While we're waiting for my course to open, I'll point out up here at the top right, we have both tablet orientations, both phone orientations, as well as our desktop view. So you can click through these and see what the course will look like on each device. We start on this welcome screen where we have a text variable, in this case, my name. So I'll go ahead and enter that. This will be used to personalize things throughout the course, just a nice touch, it's not mandatory. Clicking Submit brings us to our main menu slide where we have a custom menu. And if you look at the player, you'll notice there are no player navigation controls, no next and previous buttons. We did that intentionally, but we added this hover effect so my learners can see that they need to actually interact with the slide to go forward. You'll also see we have a drop-down menu up here at the top. If you prefer to keep it visible, that's also an option, but in this case, we've chosen to hide it. And over at the top right, we have custom tabs for resources and contacts. Resources can include any web links or files that you'd like to attach to the course, and contacts, in this case, we're using to show key contact information. So far, we've been in desktop view, but the responsive preview can also show you how your course will look on smaller screens. So just by clicking up here, I can shift to a tablet landscape view or tablet portrait. The responsive player dynamically adapts to different tablets and smartphones, automatically providing an optimized view of your course on every device. Best of all, you don't have to do anything to make this happen. You just create your course and the responsive player fluidly responds to different screen sizes and orientations. It hides sidebar menus, eliminates browser Chrome, and delivers mobile-friendly playback controls as well. If you don't love how something looks on a particular device, like for example, if I didn't like this phone portrait orientation, I can come into settings and restrict playback to certain orientations only. Your learner would just get a little pop-up that prompts them to rotate their device to one that you have allowed. So as you can see, Responsive Player really makes it easy to deliver interactive courses to any device without having to put any work into it. Let's go back to our desktop view so it's easy for you to see. And continuing on, we see my name here thanks to that text variable in the welcome slide. And we now also see previous and next buttons appear. You have all of the tools that you need in Storyline to control exactly how your learner goes through your course. When I click next, we're brought to a slider interaction. Sliders are a great way to keep your learners really engaged with your content and show the relationship between a few things. In this case, absenteeism, performance, and employer cost as they relate to employee health. When I click next, I'm back to the main menu and we see a little heart appearing on this tab. This lets the learner know that they've visited an item and is a really nice use of visited states to show learners their progress through a course. Next up, continuing on, we have an example of a tabs interaction with slide layers, also called a click and reveal, so you may have heard that before. I've used a trigger here to hide the next button until my learner has viewed all of the content on this slide. And again, we've got that hover state, the hover effect, showing my learners where to go. When I click on each icon, a new layer is revealed. And they're staying tuned in because it's engaging and letting them tap through or click through a course. And we see our visited state appearing back on the main slide. So you can see I have visited all of them, and now, lo and behold, the next button appears. Again, Storyline gives you the control to keep your learners from just clicking through a course and accidentally, or maybe not so accidentally, missing key information. When I click next, we have a markers interaction. Markers are great for putting a ton of content on a slide, making it fun and interactive for your learners, and still keeping that tidy, visually appealing look. Markers are also very flexible for you. You can see here we've added some videos, some text, some images, whatever information you'd like to include on your markers, you absolutely can. When I click next, we have a software simulation built using Storyline. With Storyline built-in screen recording capabilities, you can do screen recordings like this and really walk your learners through a step-by-step tutorial. Software simulations like this one are super easy to do in Storyline, and as a bonus, when you record a software simulation in Storyline, you can actually insert it several times in your course as video, a step-by-step tutorial, or even a quiz. So it gives you lots of flexibility there and also saves you a ton of time. Continuing on to healthy meals, here we have a fun drag and drop interaction. This is what we call a freeform interaction, meaning that we started with a static slide and some text and images, and the power of Storyline automatically changed it into an engaging, realistic activity with just a few clicks. And you can see I can drag and drop my items onto the plate to build my meal. You can also see if I click over to a different view, like tablet landscape or tablet portrait, you can see that same interaction appearing, all with the same functionality. Oh, coffee is not part of a healthy meal. I was not thinking clearly there. On a tablet, learners will be able to drag and drop just by tapping with their finger because the responsive player takes advantage of those cool mobile gestures like swipe, tap, and pinch to zoom. I'll go ahead and click Submit here, and I get a custom feedback layer letting me know how I did. That is fully customizable. Continuing on, we have a new interaction that's available in Storyline 360, and that is a dial. Dials let learners play around with manipulating data, explore cause and effect relationships, control objects and navigation, and more. You can choose from a gallery of customizable dials or create your own from any shape or picture and really get creative. Here, we've created our own to let learners explore how many calories are hiding in their favorite treats, something some of us probably don't even want to look at. Let's go back to our desktop view as we go on with our course. Next, we come to the balance index. Similar to the name variable that we use to personalize the course, the balance index is a more sophisticated use of variables to conduct some impressive interactions with your learners. So I'll go ahead and submit my own data here and click Submit. And in this case, we've used that numeric calculation to determine a learner's balance index, giving our learners highly customized feedback. It's really impressive and looks really complicated, but it's actually still very simple to create. So it really lets your course dazzle. Now on our menu, our hearts are guiding us to our last content section, the wellness activity. In this activity, we're triggering motion paths based on what happens on the slide. So if you make a healthy choice, the heart is going to hop up a step, and a not so healthy choice brings us down a step. New in Storyline 360 is the ability to actually change an object's orientation along a nonlinear motion path. So it will always be facing the direction that it's moving. For example, if you've had a car on a winding road, the car will stay driving in the correct direction. So makes it a little bit more realistic and a little bit more accurate for your learners. In Storyline 360, you can also assign names to your motion paths, so they're super easy to identify when you're creating triggers. Now, when I click Next, we're brought back to our main menu, and our hearts show that we've gone through all the content, and because of that, the Quiz tab appears. This is a really great use of conditional states. That quiz only shows up when certain conditions have been met. In this case, all other menu items have been viewed. So let's go ahead and take the quiz. We've got our introductory slide and a multiple choice question, but we have jazzed it up using timeline features and animations. And again, we've got an automatically generated feedback layer that you can customize. Here we also have another free-form interaction similar to our meal building exercise. This one is a pick one, so I can select which character I think is right, and it gets that nice glow. And then when I am ready to submit my answer, I just click Submit. Last, we have a feedback slide. This shows learners how they did, and if you'd like, it does allow you to add quiz review options. A nice new feature in Storyline 360 is the ability to use the design tool to very easily match your results slide to your course theme, so you have a nice cohesive course. You also may have noticed that we used some characters in the last few slides to really make our courses relatable. Because Storyline 360 is integrated with the new content library, it's super easy to just pop characters like these right into your courses without interrupting your workflow. There are tons of new characters and poses from various industries, and our plan is to keep adding more, so you'll always be able to find the right character for your course. And now that you've seen what's possible, let's take a look at how easy the program is to use as a designer. So I'm going to close our preview, and we're brought back to our story view. Story view is the 20,000-foot perspective on your course. The first thing I want to do is show you how easy it is to create that drag and drop interaction where we created a healthy meal. Fun interactions like this one are a great way to really keep your learners engaged with your content and reinforce what they're learning. And because it's so easy with Storyline, you don't have to worry about not having enough time to really impress your learners. A lot of that capability is found right here on the Insert tab up at the top left. When I click there, you can see that this is where you can add layers, pictures, shapes, characters from content library, audio, video, really easily drop in interactive elements like push radio and checkbox buttons. You've got the new dial interaction, hotspots, markers, and more. There's tons of options for very easily adding interactivity and fun to your courses without having to do a ton of work. So this is one example of how easy it is. Right now, this slide is static, but we're going to really have some fun with it. I love drag and drop interactions because they're a great way to create realistic activities that let learners apply what they've learned. You can see we have a bunch of items on this slide and some text. The first thing that we need to do is click up here on Convert to Freeform. When I do that, I just need to let Storyline know that I want this interaction to be a drag and drop. So I'll say OK. And now I just need to specify my drag items. So I'll grab my food. And you can see as I'm doing this that you get a nice lasso over on the thumbnail at the left. So you can make sure that you're grabbing the right items, not grabbing a background as I've done in the past. And then on the drop target, I'm just going to set the drop target for the correct foods. You've got options to control feedback and branching at the bottom, but I'll leave it like this for the sake of time. When I come back to slide view, you can see we have slide layers that were automatically created. Super simple. I can change them if I want, but I don't have to. So very quick and fast to create a interaction like this. Another Storyline feature that makes things really easy for you is the timeline, which you can see down at the bottom of my screen. It's very easy to come in here. Let's say we wanted to rename our objects so that we have clarity there. I can just click and change the name so that I know what everything is on my slide. If you also would like to customize how you work, that's another option here. You can move things out of the way or to a second monitor. If I want to bring things over to another screen or set up my desktop in the way that's most productive for me, I can do that. From what I've seen, no two designers want the same setup, so you can really customize your workspace here. When you're done, just click up here at the left on Redock All Windows, and everything hops back to its original location. So what else can you do with Storyline too? Let's say one of my subject matter experts wants me to add more content about a certain topic. I'm sure you can all relate to getting feedback and needing to make changes like this. So let's pretend that in our story view, we're asked to add more content about the 4 food groups. I would come up to New Slide. And we have lots of options here. I can start from scratch if I wanted to start with a blank slide. But Content Library is right here waiting for me with beautifully designed assets to start quickly and really speed up my workflow. So knowing that I want to get this course out the door, I'm going to go to Content Library. We can come in here to grab a template so that we can very quickly design our slide. And you can see that the template sets include all of the key layouts you're going to want. You can use them as is and just add your content to them, or you can customize them to match your branding. So tons of choices here. You can also search for a specific template or sort. I'm going to come in and go by type, and I want a timeline interaction. When you select one, you get a preview of it over here at the right. So you don't have to add the template and then realize it's the wrong one. You can see the information that you need and how you can use it. So very quick and easy to make sure you're getting the right template for your needs. I'll click Insert Slide, and Storyline goes ahead and adds that slide right into my course. And now it's super easy to just drop in my content and customize my colors. So I'm going to insert my header up here and here. I can replace this text. I can get rid of these dates because I'm not going to need them. So I'm going to just make sure I grab the right things here. Click on those because I don't want dates. I'm not actually using a real timeline. Just click delete. I can update my titles here very easily. And I won't update all of them for the sake of time, but you get the idea. Again, just super easy. I can take out these lines because I don't need them there. And I can also swap out pictures. So all I do is right click, change picture, and pop in the pictures that I want to use in my course. And again, I'm not going to go through all of these, but you get the idea. It's very quick and very easy. This slide uses layers to make content appear. So I will come over here to the bottom right and select the layer that I want to edit. And then I'm not going to need all of these text boxes, so I'll get rid of the ones I don't need. And again, I can just pop in the content that I do want. So in this case, I'm just going to nudge this up a bit, make it a little bigger, and add in my text. Really quick and easy to do. Now, some of you may have noticed that this color scheme doesn't really completely match my the rest of my course, and that's easy to remedy. We can come right up here to the Design tab and click on the correct theme. I'll just change the text color so it's visible now and matches the rest of my course. And come back to our main layer. And I want to change this text color, make that white, and up here as well. And you can see that in just a few clicks in a couple minutes, we're able to completely customize this template. So really fits my course look and really beautifully designed. Obviously, you would go in and add the content for the remaining layers, but you can do that in the same way, so I won't spend time on that now. Inserting characters from Content Library is just as easy, and I encourage you to, in a trial, explore the library to see all of the new characters and content that's available. When you're ready to publish your course, you have lots of options. So I'm going to come back here, and when I'm ready to publish, I just come down here to publish. One new option is to publish the entire course or just the part that you need. And you can also now choose HTML5 only output, Flash only output, or both. As always, you can publish content to work seamlessly with your LMS. That option is right here. And you can also now publish to Articulate 360 to collect feedback from stakeholders using Articulate Review. So let's take a quick look at what that looks like. When I publish to Articulate 360, you can do so from Storyline, Studio, Replay, and Prezo. And once you do, you'll see your content listed and ready for review. Just click share and copy the link, and you can send it to anyone you choose. You can also choose if you'd like to add a password to protect your course. And whoever you sent the link to can then sign in with a free Articulate ID and start commenting. So let's check on the new slide that we added. I'm going to use the menu to get there. And that was our food group slide. And you can see here we have one comment. She's requesting a different picture. One thing that's really helpful in the review process with Articulate Review is that a screenshot of the slide is captured exactly when a comment is made and accompanies that comment. So you actually know exactly what your reviewers were looking at when they made their comment. There's no back and forth calls and emails trying to make sure everybody's on the same page. You can also, right here, be able to reply to comments. So you can say that you don't agree or already done. And you can also use this little check mark to mark them resolved. If you'd rather see a consolidated list of comments for your course, you can just click on feedback up here, and you can see all of the comments that have been made in one spot. All of this really is just designed to help you save time in the review process and limit the frustration that I think we've all felt trying to get a project done and get everybody thinking and looking at things the same way. Even better, when you make an update to a course, you can just publish to the same location, and you and your reviewers will very easily be able to click back and forth between different versions. Articulate Review keeps track of which version collaborators are commenting on, so everything stays in sync. Really just designed to make gathering feedback super simple, take the pain out of collaboration, and just get that project across the finish line. Really smooth. Before we move on, I do want to mention there are actually 23 new features in Storyline 360, including some great enhancements for accessibility. And to see a comprehensive list, you can go to articulate.com, and there's a really handy comparison chart. So I encourage you to check that out. Next up, moving right along, I am super excited to show you Rise. Rise is a web-based app that makes creating beautiful, inherently responsive e-learning simple and fast. The great thing with Rise is that you're actually building courses right in your web browser, and you can know without a doubt that they'll look fabulous no matter what device they're viewed on. And again, no need to make any manual changes. We want the software to do all of that work for you. The Rise app is also incredibly easy to use. You can go into the app. You can see here, let me go back to my main screen. You would just click here to create a new course, and it will walk you through creating a course outline. You can either create the outline and build out from there, or you can build each lesson as you go. The choice is yours. All very quick and very intuitive. Let's take a look at a sample course. So I'm going to come in to preview this course. Just like in Storyline, we've got our different views up here at the top, so I can view this on any device with just a click and make sure that it looks exactly the way I want it to. And let's go ahead. You can see I've got my title, I've got a brief introduction, and then I have my lessons. So very easy to set up. I'm going to go ahead and start this course, and we'll just take a quick look at it. We do include 8 different and engaging lesson types to choose from, as well as an option that we call blocks that I'll talk about in a little bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at this course. So first up, we have a timeline. We have great images with high-res zoom. Really looks fabulous. Scrolling right along, you can include audio.
Research tells us that to live a healthy life.
There's another beautiful image. All of those images are clickable. And then I can just move on to my next lesson. This one is a labeled graphic. This is really cool. You can just click on any of these markers. You can include video, text, even drop in a YouTube video if you want. And again, all with those gorgeous high-res zooms. So it really lets your learners engage with the content. We also have a process interaction. So this lets you walk your learners step by step through a process. And these are scrollable panels, so you can include as much content as you would like. Really, really easy to design. Lesson 4 in this course is a video. We realize that many of you are using video in your courses as a way to engage with your learners, and you can include beautiful videos and they play absolutely perfectly within Rise. Really, really easy to do. Lesson 5 gives us an interactive checklist. Again, beautiful pictures, and again, highly interactive and engaging to really keep your learners engrossed in the content. Next, we have a tabs interaction. I can scroll through that, and then we wrap it up with a quote. We've also included a quiz here, and you do have the option to include simple quizzes, multiple choice, give feedback, and also include your learners' results. So really very, very simple to put this course together. And having seen it, I think you'll be surprised at how easy it is to build. Those of you who are super observant may have noticed that there's a little edit button up here at the top. When I click that, I can come in and edit my course. So I'll point out a few things here. First of all, this course is pretty well built, but I can move sections around just by dropping them. I can create a new section, just typing it in and hitting Shift and Enter, and that'll give me these new section labels, which I can also move around. So you can really have a lot of flexibility even after your course is built. Always, I can click the preview button up at the top and view this course on any device. Really makes it simple. When you do move into a mobile device, for example, in tablet portrait view, you'll notice there's no room for a sidebar, so we do hide it automatically. You can still view it by clicking up here, but it is hidden so that we really maximize the screen space. And again, everything looks exactly as you would expect it to. So let's jump in and edit this slide with markers so you can see what the editing process looks like. So I can move these markers around just by clicking and dragging them. And to add a new marker, I just click on the object I want to label. And I can type in and enter my title. And in this case, let's go ahead and add in a little bit of text here. So I've got my text. If I wanted to, I can change the marker style. And since grapes are my favorite, I'm going to choose a heart. And I can even record audio. Grapes are tasty and delicious. And there's my recording. So now, when we preview this slide, there's my new marker. There's my labeled graphic, and
Grapes are tasty and delicious.
there's my audio. Really, really simple and really fun for your learners. So I encourage you to play around with these. Very simple interaction to create. Let's see what else we want to look at. So I mentioned blocks earlier. We do have, as I said, 8 pre-built lesson types, but let me show you what blocks do. I'm going to come in here and add a new section, and then I'm prompted to add my content. So you can see the different options we have for lesson types, and then down here is blocks. So I'll click blocks. I can type in a little bit of information here if I want to, change the title. And I just click this handy plus icon to start adding my content. You have really dozens of text, image, and interactive blocks. And with blocks, you can stack them in endless combinations to create your custom lesson. So in this case, let's say I want to grab a paragraph with a heading and start my course with some text. And then let's go ahead and add an image. And I'll choose a centered image. The great thing is that with blocks, if I don't like something, I can always jump back in and change it. Next up, let's add in a checklist. We saw that in the sample course. And then since our learners are already engaged with that checklist, let's keep them engaged by including a tabs interaction. Knowing me, I am going to want to add in a quote at the end to really end it on an inspiring note. So I'll go ahead and add in a quote block. Really, really simple. Now all I need to do is come back up to the top of my course and start editing. So I can type in right here just by clicking, and there's my text. I can make changes to it directly there, or I can come over here to the left and click the edit button and be able to edit it there. Next, we have a picture. If you decide you don't like this picture, you can go ahead and change it. Again, just click on edit. I want to change the picture, so I'll click change. And let's go ahead and use this picture. And once I pop it in, let's say I don't really like exactly how it looks. That centered picture seems like it's breaking up the course. I just don't like the flow of it. I can use this drop down and change the layout completely. So I'll make it a full width picture. Now we've got our checklist. And again, I'm just going to come in and click edit, and I can change my text just by editing it over here. Really, really easy changes to make and really easy to update everything. Next, we have our tabs interaction. Again, same thing. When you think of editing, it's all very, very intuitive. So all I would need to do is click over here on edit. And again, you can change your text all directly right here. Really simple. Same thing with the picture. I don't like this picture. Let's trash it. And let's add in a different one. And I'll use that little conversation picture. And automatically this course is updating, so I can see how it's looking as I go really easily. And let's swap out this quote again. Just click edit. And I want to have it be a quote by Mary Lou Henner. Move her name down there. Make sure my formatting is all correct. And let's go ahead and put in an actual picture just for fun of Mary Lou Henner right there. And if you come into settings, you can also change the background on this. So here I'm able to grab a different color and really make that quote stand out. I like that one, so I'll go with that. And there's my course. Very, very quick to build, and you can see this took just a few clicks, and I never needed to leave my browser. Coming up here again to preview, I can preview how this will look on any device and make sure that it plays exactly as I want it to. Really, really looks great, and that would be, of course, because it's Rise. Now that my content is all set, I can come back to the course outline, and I'll point out up here, if I click on settings, you can change how your learner navigates the course, add a logo, customize the fonts and colors. And again, you can always go back to preview and double check to see how things look. And of course, it's going to look fabulous, guarantee it. All lessons that you author in Rise are SCORM and Tin Can API compliant, so they will play seamlessly in your LMS and beautifully on any device with no worries. We have covered a lot of ground today talking about all of these tools, and it's really still just a small fraction of what you get with an Articulate 360 subscription. The best way to see it all is to grab that free 30-day trial available on our website at articulate.com. Again, there are plenty of resources between the Success team, who's reachable at success@articulate.com, and the eLearning Heroes community. And tons of resources to get you up and running quickly. If you do download a trial, I highly recommend you check out the live webinar that's the introduction webinar. It'll really help get you off to a strong start. So now I am happy to answer as many questions as I can if you want to go ahead and chat them in. And for those of you who are dropping off now, thank you so much for your time today and your interest in Articulate 360. It's so much more than just an authoring tool. It's really giving you all the power you want as a designer to make beautiful courses quickly and easily. So I really hope that you love it as much as we do. With that, those who are dropping off, have a great week, and let's go to questions.